It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It is IndyCar night on iRacing. Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gotson, and welcome to P1's Broadcasting signature presentation. Coverage of Round 3, Week 3 of Season 4 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway. Qualifications just wrapped up. We have a 48-41 strength of field tonight, just shy of 5K. But never shy of 5K in the booth with me is Justin Petschauer and Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Gentlemen, welcome to Texas. Good to have you here. Let's get ready to go racing.
Yeah, back to Texas Motor Speedway. It should be an interesting race. From what I've heard, it's a mix of chaos, good racing, and everything in between.
Good race. I hope it's going to have a good race. Could be confirming this, Gary. 89 Fahrenheit on track. I don't know. Never see Texas with that low on track temperature now. Maybe it's something strange, but let's see what happens.
Well, if you look outside, you might see a little bit of cloud cover that's helping that, so it should be interesting.
It is, for sure.
All right, we will we'll bring back up the weather again on the screen there. They're 89, 65 on the ambient. Wow. Okay, this is going to be something then tonight. But before we get into something, we need to set the starting lineup. So go right ahead, Justin.
Well, on the pole, as is almost essentially tradition now, Seb Alexander. Starting next to him is Tanner Richards. Adriano Pinero, I'm shocked he's not on pole. I'm legitimately shocked he's not on pole. But next to him is Trey Schmidt. Rounding out the top 5, it'll be Ty Quilla. 6th will be Casey Povolones. 7th, good friend of the show, Mark Murphy, who probably is still saying, I don't got a competitive car. Come on, we all know you do. 8th, it'll be Nick Studik. 9th, it'll be Kyle Clenworth. And rounding out the top 10, it'll be Kevin Brashear. 11th, it'll be Adriano Paporti. 12th, Jeremy McHale. 13th, Logan Edwards. 14th, Mason Mitchum. 15th, Brian Campbell. 16th, Anna Klemek. 17th, still the greatest name in all of sim racing. I don't care who you are. I will die on that hill. Crash Neon. 18th, it is Matthew Ponto. 19th, the boss man, Antonio Estrada, as he was the last one to put a qualification time down. And rounding out, starting in 20th, it'll be Daniel Reike. 21st, it is Indy Kirkenbauer, who had a little bit of trouble getting in. Well, not a little trouble getting in. He fell out, and now he's back in. So he was unfortunate to not put a time down. And rounding out the 22nd and final position in this 22-car field, it'll be Art Reimer. That is your 22-car field here at Texas Motor Speedway for 75 laps of some fast-paced action.
I never see it, to be honest, that kind of low temperature on the track. Maybe even on 9. Could be a nice 110 or 100, but that low over here is kind of weird.
And of course, Casey Povolones again with his meow. What do you say, boys? Y'all ready for 75 laps of high-speed, wheel-to-wheel action here at Texas?
Here we go. Pace car is off. Field is under the command of Seb Alexander, one of the IAR team members, and he gets a big jump, and he is going to try to pull through. His associated team member, Adriano Pinero, his technical team member, as we are now piling all into turn 1.
Already you see a number of the drivers here starting to pick lanes here. Preferred lane is the bottom groove here because it's 20 degrees of banking in turns 1 and 2, 24 degrees in turns 3 and 4. Still side by side as they come up the full song here to complete lap number 1 of 75. Already we see a few guys trying to find a way to slot in down the straightaways, but in the turns you'll see them scatter around here. Normally you would not want to run up against that right in the middle group there in 1 and 2.
I tell you what, Tanner Richards has got shuffled out of line. He has been bypassed by a good number of cars, and they are not letting him back in line. They are locking him out right now.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to essentially hold him out of position there, but now We see what looks to be a little bit of a three-wide action forming up on the high side there. Almost contact.
Crash neon purple lap. Caleb,
look at
go
that.
ahead.
This is really interesting. Normally in turn 1 and 2, they lifting the throttle just to put the car in the correctly line. Now they go full throttle without maybe a little bit lifting a little bit, but they going full throttle. It's not like we see in regular times or regular races in here in Texas.
Well, I think you also have to take into consideration, like you said, cooler ambient air temperature, cooler track temperature. They're probably messing around with that rear weight jacker to try and at least set the rear of the car down onto the track. That way they can go full throttle around here. 3 wide down the back straightaway here. Almost, it looks like a 4 wide situation is trying to form as they go into turn 3.
Riding with old and slow Mark Murphy as he is currently in P4. And it is...
One car airborne! Still flipping!
And Mason Mission. Oh, Daniel Richard contact with Glenn, the 3Y forcing by Logan Edwards and Main Straight.
I'm counting at least 6 cars involved in that one.
Even Nick Sodick, but the Nick Sodick forgiven.
Here we see on the outside is...
Was that Netco?
Oh, wow. Tanner just comes out and tags. T-Rich just comes down and tags Clindy.
Was that netcode on Ty Quilla?
Ty Quilla.
Watch this again.
I have never seen a car launch like that.
Oh my god!
It's almost like a stunt effect that that detonated early.
That turtle in the track.
That's a landmine in the track.
Watch that. Watch this. It's just like a stun effect detonating early. Pow! Wow! Oh my goodness. We got to ride with him. We got to ride with him. Here we go. And we'll speed it up here a little bit. Here we go. Watch this. Oh, wow. Again, thankful this is a sim. Thankful this is a sim.
Crash Neon, what a survive. He just got a net code on Daniel Richard, and then Quilla flew over to him, so that was crazy.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, while we got a second, we'll update you here after the pit situation. The rule set for tonight, this is a fixed setup race. This is a 1.5-mile quad oval, 75 laps, 112.5 iRacing miles, no fast repairs, 3 sets of tires, 1 in the car, 2 in the pits. We anticipate at least 1 stop, 45-mile-per-hour pit road speed limit. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series to the top split and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing, and while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcast. All right, let's reset the field and tell you who came to pit road and who did not. And with that incident, pretty much the entire back portion of the field either was involved or decided to come to pit road. The first car off of pit road is a Clindy, who pitted at lap 8, Sudik at 8, Estrada at 8, Campbell at 8. So everybody here at 8. Mason Mitchum, I think, reset because he was at lap 7. Same thing with Anna Klimek. A tale of 2 different days for Anna, Lewis. Anna won last night. Or 2 nights ago in Votive, and now going to come up last, unfortunately, in Indy Oval on iRacing. So sometimes the gods giveth, and sometimes the gods taketh away.
Yeah, you have a contact with Mato Ponto. It's really, I already checked the replay. Anna Klimek braking, saw the indices on the front, and I think so Ponto forgot about something on the front, and just he went through to her, and just not a chance for her. So that's the thing, why Anna is out today.
Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to go green flag racing next time by. Here we go. Pace car is off. Field is under the command of Seb Alexander, your pole sitter. He does not wait, and he is on the gas. And we are back to green flag racing. It is Alexander, Pinero, Povolones, Murphy, and Brashear, your top 5.
Well, let's just hope we don't have another landmine on track incident. That was, I'm just going to say this, of all the horrible netcode crashes I've seen on iRacing, specifically in the IndyCar, that was the worst of the worst that I've ever seen.
Looked like this TV series in the 80s, when after the pursuit, they kept jumping just because they make it more spectacular, the stuff. Like 18 or whatever is that series at that time. But it looks crazy though.
It's almost like something out of a James Bond film mixed with driven.
Last thing we need is Odd Job out there throwing his hat. That might have been what done it, actually, the throwing of the hat. See how it ricocheted off the wall there. Luke Mansky, Motorsports entries have now nose the tail. That is Caleb Brashear, who won the Gomez Sim Industries Invitational at the Sim Gaming Expo. He is on the bottom in the blue car, and the blue car with the blue arrow screen. The purple arrow screen is Logan Edwards. Logan Edwards has now joined his teammate up at the front. That is a battle for 5th and 6th as they are trying to get around Mark Murphy, who is up on the high side of that IAR entry. Povolones is doing the wise thing, staying on the bottom, and here comes the prodigy, Indy Kirkenbauer, on the bottom, and he has joined the front pack now, starting from the rear. Crash Neon purple lap, that time by 2:21.1.
Crash Neon trying to find as much room as he can to try and get up towards that front. He's doing everything he can. He's using the draft to his advantage, but of course, going through the corners, he's going to try and find clean air as best he can. But look at this. Look at the lead pack up here. They're all stacked up together.
Four
at least 10
wide.
cars
Oh,
under
yes.
a blanket as they
This
go down
is
the back
good
stretch.
stuff. Now also in the pack, we got Trey Shadid. We got Clindy up there. Fraporti the mailman has sent it up to P10. Nick Sadiq back at 11th. Guillermo Miguel in 12th. Brian Campbell in 13th.
This pack of 10 was initially a pack of 10. Now it's a pack of 15 as they go down the back straightaway here. Make that a pack of 16 cars now as they go through turns 3 and 4. Side by side, at least 4 rows deep.
2 by 2 by 2. You said it.
All in a fighter formation right now as they go down the back straightaway here, still side by side. One car had to back out of it. He almost went up into the turn 2 wall. No harm, no foul as they go through 3 and 4, still side by side from 5th on back.
Trying to get single file, top 3 right now. Pinero joining his technical teammate. Adriano Pinero, Casey Povolones is in 3rd, hanging on the bottom there. Then we got Murph up top.
4 wide.
4 wide. 4 wide.
It was 4, but then it went back down to 3 and then back down to 2.
And they're hearing in their headsets, you're 4 wide, you're in the middle. 4 wide, you're in the middle.
I mean, just look at this going through 1 and 2 here. They are just all over the place.
Let's ride with. Let's get a guy that's got a front row seat to a lot of this here. Nick Sudik. Oh, big run by Nick on the bottom here. Here he comes to the front. Oh, Kirkenbauer clips the infield grass, going through one of the quad elbows. Quad dog legs.
He had too much of a run as he was going through the dog leg there on the quad oval, correction, on the front stretch. You can't really call this a dog leg. A dog leg is what you would kind of majority see it like Kansas, Chicagoland, Las Vegas, and what have you. But this is more along the lines of Atlanta and Charlotte, except one major difference between Atlanta and the other two here. One got turned into a miniature version of Daytona Talladega.
That's too bad.
Agreed. Now, in hindsight, yes, it did need a fresh coat of asphalt, but a reconfiguration? Come on.
Big run by Nick now down the front straight. He's going to catch right up to Clindy, pick up a couple spots in the process. It is still Seb. It is still Pinero. Now Logan Edwards in third. Mark Murphy fourth. Casey Povolona's back to fifth as he's kind of got shuffled out. He's trying to stay on the bottom, though. He's got the right idea. It seems like the bottom is only really the best place for the bottom is turns 3 and 4. Right now, the bottom is not the fastest line through 1 and 2.
Now, as you can see in the middle lane, as well as a little bit of the high lane in 1 and 2, is the fastest way around. The bottom lane, not so much. It's causing a bit of a stack up there in 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, it is the preferred line to go. As we see at least a few cars still stuck up on that high side, on the outside there, that are trying to find their way through, but it's not enough right now so far. Still side by side, at least 6 rows deep as they go through 1 and 2.
Let's do the Robbie Gordon cam here. We'll still ride with Nick Sudik.
Oh, I love that shot right there. It's a perfect shot. Just seeing what these guys are going through here at speeds of over 220 plus miles an hour. Oh, a little bit of contact there up in the front. Thought we almost had a wreck there. I believe that was Mark Murphy, and I think it was Adriano Forporti that almost made contact in 1 and 2.
Forporti's a little bit further on back. Was it Pinero that he shouldn't have made contact with Pinero?
Yeah.
They're technical teammates.
Yeah, Pinero, that's who it was.
Oh no, Sadid! Oh!
A car airborne! Hard to the catch match. 2 cars airborne. 3 make it now. On the front, Logan Edwards is involved.
Trey Shadid and Logan Edwards on the main straight.
And
Logan
Edwards
came back.
Logan Edwards up in the gray here, and he just clicks. Oh, wow. Reimer goes into it. Forporti goes into it. Miguel goes into it. Here comes El Patron. He just slides into it. I tell you who's a lucky one is Brian Campbell. Let's go back and watch this again. Watch how close Brian Campbell is into getting involved here. If we get a drone, get a drone shot here, Brian Campbell. Watch this as the cars start spinning around him, and he just sneaks.
Nowhere to go.
He goes through the grass though.
If you're gonna check the crash on the Guillermo Miguel, kind of violent though.
Oh, a little bit of contact between the 6 and the 15 of Logan Edwards.
Here it comes. Here it goes. And Miguel. Oh. He's just a spinning top at that point. Oh.
Also getting ball, Antonio Estrada.
Yeah, we're going to go watch Antonio Estrada next.
Oh, that sucks.
Here's Antonio, and he sees it. He's well and behind it. He's like braking, trying to avoid it. But look at the track in front of him. There's not a place to go. There's just not, and everything's bouncing off. Yeah, everything's bouncing off the track and bouncing off the wall, and whoop, there he goes. So another one of the Rogue Racing cars doing a barrel roll today.
Matthew Ponto have a black flag just because they have a Strada car on the front of him. He tried to avoid it, but he came to his way. He had to come into the pit and cross the cone on the exit on the pit, so I have a black flag with that.
Go to Guillermo Miguel. He literally got rubber banded across the track.
Well, we saw that one. He just, in slow motion, it was even really quick.
Also, in regards to Crash Neon, guys, I hate to say it, the DQ has been wrecked.
Oh.
Yep, no Dairy Queen for us tonight, boys.
If you enjoy P1's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top and respect the top split, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure, if you're unable to donate to the broadcast, please do the next best thing and support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and to help the algorithm and click the bell so don't miss out on a future P1 iRacing broadcast. But if you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway. We've completed now 29 of 75 laps.
It is only 10 cars, and that's it. No anymore.
Yeah, we've had two rather large wrecks, mainly because of the racing conditions. And if you're wondering what those conditions are, well, there they are, and that really tells you the story. 65 degrees ambient temperature, 87 on the track temp. These cars are going to be one on top of one another, really, any way you look at it at this particular racetrack. And right now, we have 11 cars still running, but one with the black flag. That's Matthew Ponto. He is a little bit further on back right there. And then we have Mason Mitchum, who is 10 laps down but still running. He might be a little damaged, but basically 10 cars now effectively in this race. So this is turning into an old school kart race, and we're not even to the halfway point.
Like at the US 500.
So they all
With
wrecked
all
at the
the cars.
front.
Yeah, I know. Without one lap.
We are back green flag racing at lap 30. And we are just watching the action unfold. It is Clindy, Alexander, Brashear, Murphy, Pinero. So it is a rogue racing party spoiled by a Luke Mansky motorsports entry right in the middle. And the
I heard
accomplished...
survival of the fittest, but this is this is one of those races now.
Like I said, it reminds me of an old school kart race. Pinero going up to the high side, going to get a run on the high side of Caleb Brashear. Brashear wants to slam the door, but there's a car there. He can't quite do it. He can't go low. He can't go high. He just needs to hold his line, and he held out down into turn 1 and 2.
Caleb Brashear tried, like you said, he tried to find that room to try and get up to the high side. Pinero would not let him do it. And look at this, a little bit of contact there between Brashear and Clinworth. Still
it's
contact.
Getting close from contact. I don't know if they made contact, but it is getting razor thin there.
Brashear
washes up. Oh!
That opens the door for Mark Murphy now to come on down right on the inside of Caleb Brashear, side by side as they go through turns 3 and 4. That is going to let Caleb Brashear is going to let Murphy go. He's going to stay. Brashear's going to stay to the high side as they come by to complete lap number 33. Move on to 34 as they go into 1.
Brashear stands at a very brisk 6.5. If this was a real IndyCar race, he would by far and away be probably the tallest driver out there.
About there with the late great Justin Wilson in terms of height.
Watch these cars just jockey for position down the front stretch here. Mark looking for a gear, trying to keep those revs high. Here's Indy Kirkenbauer on the high side. The prodigy up 16 spots right now. Oh, Brashear slams the door on Mark. Mark can't go anywhere. Kirkenbauer on the high side. He gets a run. It's going to take it to the high side over Clindy.
Yeah, but Kirkenbauer is going to lose a little bit of momentum as they come off of turn 2 there. He got kicked all the way up into essentially the marbles. But here comes, like you said, Mark Murphy. He's now going to try and slip on the inside of Indy Kirkenbauer. Not going to be enough. Murphy will slide in behind. Well, I spoke too soon. Now here comes Mark Murphy. 2 by 2 by 2 as they go off into 1. Also got a little bit of action in the back there, right behind the top 5 here. It is Casey Popolotis and Brian Campbell that are battling hard temporarily. They're waiting to see if anything happens up in front. That way they can prepare in case all hell breaks loose again. Knock on wood on that, by the way. But at this rate, nothing would surprise me.
Again, we're just riding in the in-car. There's really not much to look for from the stands. We only have 10 cars going right now. But there they are. They're all together. And really, I'm looking back at Sudik. I'm looking at Campbell. I'm looking at Povolonis and Daniel Hesje. Those guys are just really riding this thing out. I mean, just look at them. They're not pushing any issues right now. They're just keeping within the draft, a 2.5 draft envelope on these cars. Oh, contact between Sudik. As I'm talking about them being patient, Sudik and Campbell make contact in turns 1 and 2. Seems to be okay.
Apparently, according to Brian Campbell, that was netcode contact.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah, it was. My God. Also, I just got a text from a friend of mine that's watching the stream. In regards to Crash Neon's wreck, was that intentional sabotage by somebody who's a McDonald's fan wrecking the DQ Blizzard machine?
I don't know. We having fast food wars? Here we're back up in the front. It is still Seb Alexander. Seb has really dominated this entire day with Brashear and Pinero got really close. There's a handful of laps that I think Seb did not lead when Clindy took the lead with the last caution in the pits. Now Clindy's starting to go to the back. I think maybe he's starting to see a little bit of a trend up front. Like, yeah, it's a little too chippy up there.
Whoa.
Brashear is taking the lead, I think so.
Yes, yep. And he's trying to slide down. He can't quite slide down in front of Seb. Seb brings the battle even off the corner down the backstretch. Here comes Kirkenbauer. Kirkenbauer, a very aggressive lane change all the way to the bottom.
And Pinero washed up in front of Mark Murphy as they came off of turn 2. Almost a caution there. How they made it through, I will never know. But so far, so good. Even with only 10 cars left on the track, we got some exciting and thrilling racing. And speaking of Murph, he's trying to get by on the outside there of Caleb Brashear. He's going to try and use a little bit of the draft from Indy Kirkenbauer. Side by side now between the top 4 here. Make that top 6 now.
The car, the Indy is moving a lot in turn 1 and 2. I can see on the far chase, the car is moving. Now, it's still moving. Do you remember, Gary, I told you one day in the onboard on him, he's moving too much the wheel. Maybe the fault feedback's too high, and in the middle of the corner is moving back and forward. So it look like on the back chase is
I think by nature what he normally drives, I think he drives a lot of dirt. I think he likes a loose car. I think it's a personal preference. I think that's all.
Murphy forces Indy Kirkenbauer up just a little bit into 1 right in front of Adriano Pinero. That is probably going to tick Adriano Pinero off just a tad bit. But Kirkenbauer will slot back in front of Mark Murphy now, and looks like Adriano Pinero is going to try and slide in. And oh, look at Caleb Brashear here, trying to go for the lead.
And on the high side, he's going to clip. Yeah, he's going to clip him at the line, and he tried to close the door. He is going to try to close the door, and he does a Brazilian clear on him and moves Seb all the way up to the gray, almost pushing his technical teammate up in the gray.
Yeah, he almost pushed Adriano Pinero all the way up into the wall, coming in off of turn 2. But look at this. Here comes Seb Alexander back again at Caleb Brashear, close at the line. I think Caleb Brashear got it, but just by maybe at least 1/1000th of a second.
Nice close. Kick up the run. Look at that.
Kirkenbauer got kicked to the high side, but he's going to use the draft of Seb Alexander as they come off of turn 4. Side by side with Mark Murphy. Adriano Pinero tries to go to the high side. He's going to slot in behind Indy Kirkenbauer. And I believe Kyle Clenworth is going to slot in as well behind Adriano Pinero as they come off of turn 2. Make it 3 wide now between Indy Kirkenbauer, Seb. Well, it was Kirkenbauer and them, but now it's Brashear, Alexander, and it was Adriano Pinero that were 3 wide at the start-finish line. Pinero's going to try and he's going to use that draft again. He's going to try and make a move on the high side, going in through 3 and 4. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's getting a little bit of dirty air thrown on that front wing as they come to the start-finish line.
And we are now 25 to go. Everyone should be good to go with fuel now, especially after those couple of cautions. And now the leader is Brashear. Then we have Alexander. We got Kirkenbauer in 3rd. Pinero 4th. Mark Murphy in 5th. Clindy back to 6th. Sudik 7th. Brian Campbell hanging out in 8th. Casey Povolonis 9th. And Daniel Hesje, the Brazilian, in 10th. And you got to wonder at what point are the guys... Oh, wait a minute, there goes Pinero! Oh, what a catch!
Yeah, that may be a catch by Adriano Pinero, but that is going to affect Kyle Clenworth tremendously, though.
Look at that. He just gets loose on his own, and Clindy about runs him over.
Adriano, my God, nice hands to catch the car like that. Net code, saving Clendy and also Pinheiro. That's why the car is intact. It doesn't have any damage.
Brashear on the bottom. He now has the position that Seb Alexander held for much of this race, and now joining Seb is his teammate, Mark Murphy. I wonder how much Mark's going to help out here. I would imagine Mark's going to try to do his best and push Seb forward if he can. And here comes Nick Sudik very quietly up in the 5th.
Nick Sudik just picking his way through the field, especially when those 2 big wrecks happen on the front here. Nick Sudik is going to definitely be counting his lucky stars post-race here.
And every time they go through the quad oval area, it's just like a funnel through there, and it gets so tight.
You go from these good size wide turns down into essentially almost a narrow canyon, if you want to call it that. But if you look here, we essentially got the 10 cars that are running left. Oh, contact between Caleb Brashear and Seb Alexander.
Seb has lost his front wing. Now did it go back? It grew back. He is forgiven.
Damage model giveth. Damage model taketh, and damage model giveth.
Daniel Hesje now. He's up in the 8th spot. There he is in the 14. Clindy is joined into the tail as his rear gunner right now. Here goes Ryan Campbell down on the bottom of Hesje. He's going to be up in this battle here. 18 now, 17 to go. We've still a long ways from this thing over, and it's like the start of the race. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, about 4 rows deep. Clindy starting to get his jets back on again, going to the top side, trying to get a big run on Hesje. Now down the front, down the backstretch, and the inside, get behind his teammate. Brashear's still your leader. He's not coming off the bottom. Will those tires overheat down there? Can those IAR cars help push each other through?
And a little bit of oversteer by Mark Murphy as they were going through the quad oval there, correction.
Riding with the Prodigy as he is staying on the bottom. Oh, Mark wanted to slam the door on him.
So much action going on here. It's almost hard to try and call this, but you gotta love it.
Oh, Nick Sudik, big run on the high side. Clindy coming with him.
Sudik on the outside of Mark Murphy there. He's got Adriano Pinero right in front of him, as well as Seth Alexander.
And we got lap traffic coming up. Lap traffic coming up, and 2:15 as Tracy did. Okay, 2:15 in the speed trap there, watching down the backstretch. Tracy did gets out of the way, down the backstretch. 2:14, 2:16, 2:17, 18 there in the trap. Oh, Murph forcing Clindy. 2:20 in the draft. Oh, big lift, big lift.
Oh, a big lift is an understatement there.
Now at 200, just over 200 in turns 1 and 2. Just to show you how much the speed variation is around this place. 13 to go, coming to 12 to go.
Sudik gets underneath Adriano Pinero there. He's going to try and slot in.
Oh, Heshy to the inside now. Heshy's involved.
Daniel Heshy, where did he come from? But look at this. Here comes Adriano Pinero on the outside of Nick Sudik. He will slot in front of Nick Sudik there. Pinero goes back to the high side. Here comes Nick Sudik on the inside, still side by side as they come off of turn number 4. 3 wide again as they go down towards turn number 1.
It's gonna be another yellow for sure. All the people with guy to go, everybody's getting nervous. Even me, if they're racing them with guy to go, I want to be on the front.
Getting to 3 and 4 for the lead. Just love Luis Gonzalez, dude. There's going to be another yellow for sure.
Lap 65, broadcaster jinx. Noted. And this time it wasn't me. Oh, 3 wide there. Look at this. Nick Sudik now goes up into 3rd. He gets in front of Adriano Pinero, but Pinero says, no, you don't. I'm coming back, and I'm going to make a run on the high side again. Oh, he squeezes his way through there to try and take the lead into 1.
Pinero up top trying. He's going to get a big run off the corner. Fortunately, that run's not going to generate into a pass. Just a big run.
Instead of a game of inches, this is a game of millimeters. Oh, Nick Sudik, he got caught in that dirty air being thrown by Caleb Brashear. Now here comes Mark Murphy. Mark Murphy back to the high side of Nick Sudik as they go into turn 3. Adriano Pinero is just throwing blocks like crazy, but he's not going to be able to slot back in front of Nick Sudik now as they come off of turn number 4. Still side by side, at least 4 rows deep temporarily there. They'll be able to do that again as they come off of turn number 4. But look at this, 3 wide once again between Nick Sudik, Adriano Pinero, and Mark Murphy. Nick Sudik pushes Adriano Pinero up on the high side there. I mean, just look at this run by Adriano Pinero. Every chance he gets coming up a turn 4 to try and take that lead away. Oh, almost contact between Seb Alexander and Adriano Pinero. Pinero will go to the high side. He will go right in front of Mark Murphy. And look at this. They're going to try and make it. I thought they were going to try and make it 4 wide. Oh, almost contact again by Nick Sudik against Mark Murphy as they go through turns 4. 3 wide behind him. Adriano Pinero will lose the chance at going making another one to try and go for that lead as they go off into 1. Murphy now with the run as they go off into turn 3. He's right behind his teammate of Seb Alexander. Seb Alexander will go back in front of Caleb Brashear, now back in front of Mark Murphy. Oh, contact. Pinero is in the wall there.
Big contact there. I don't know if that's going to hurt him. Mark sliding in front of Sudik, cutting off the air. Sudik going up the racetrack, trying to keep it off of Glindy. Now he goes to the bottom. The top three now kind of breaking away. It is Alexander, Brashear, and Murphy. But, a big run by Nick Sudik. So much for that breakaway. He's back in it.
Oh, he tried to get underneath Caleb Brashear. It is not going to work. And Glindy goes to the high side of Nick Sudik now as they go through 1 and 2. And I believe that, that's Indy Kirkenbauer up on the high side. He almost had that run as they came off of turn 2. It was not enough. He's not going to slot in front and throw dirty air onto Adriano Pinero's wing. And almost wheel-to-wheel contact between Nick Sudik and Mark Murphy as they go into 1.
2 to go. And Seb Alexander has got the lead back. He is camped out on that white line on the bottom. He is not coming off at the Brashear is on the apron. Did he blow an engine?
I think he said he's out of fuel. And don't look now. Here comes Kyle Clenworth on the high side of Seb Alexander as they come towards the start-finish line. White flag in the air. Clenworth from out of nowhere takes the lead away from Seb Alexander. Seb Alexander tries to come back at him.
Oh, here we go down the backstretch. Glindy goes to the bottom trying to hold on to this lead. Here comes Povolonis. Here comes Mark Murphy. 4 wide through 3 and 4. Down to the bottom is Glindy. Who's going to have the run off the corner? Who's going to get the win here in Texas? And it looks like Glindy at the line over Seb Alexander. And Seb is robbed again of a win. So close. This is almost like what we saw over in Votive when Glindy just edged out Antonio.
Oh, yeah. It was heartbreaking for Antonio with the old tires that day, and Glindy clinched the victory for outside and make the...
I think Glindy tried to do some burnouts and he got sideswiped on the main street.
So, oh my God, Brazil out of fuel, Mason Vinson out of fuel also too.
So did he short fill and that's kind of what happened, or I don't know. I mean,
I think that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glindy with the win by 1900ths. Seb Alexander in second, Mark Murphy third. It is a Rogue Alliance sweep of the podium. 2 IAR cars in second and third. Nick Sudik in fourth, Indy Kirkenbauer in fifth, Brian Campbell sixth, Pinero seventh, Daniel Hesche in eighth, Casey Povolonis in ninth, and Caleb Brashear running out of fuel comes home in 10th. Ponto in 11th, Mitchum 12th, Shadid 13th, for 14th, Miguel 15th, Edwards, Neon, Estrada, Reimer, and Richards, your top 20. And your final 2, Tyquilla, Anna Klimek. That is your 22-car field.
In the last lap, I can see Casey Povolonis came out with big run, and I think Murphy, well, for sure it's not outside. I have a contact with Murphy, and he lost the win, and that's why he was on fourth, and he finished 9 on there.
And it's been a while since Murph has been on the podium here for a big top split race, so he's going to talk a lot. He's going to talk a lot.
I'm going to resume all my non-podium stuff.
Lewis is going to be running the clock. Like
at least 9 p.m. actually. 9 p.m. It's not like that in IRA with 11, 12 a.m. With Rick Raven also too in the podium.
They're happy for their finishes. Crash Neon did have the purple lap, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah, at least we allow them to speak. The other ones is just give you at least 30 seconds or maybe even a minute for the winner guy. So that's a good thing. In the 16th spot today. 21 to 5. That's a lot, huh?
Yeah, Kirkenbauer up 21 spots. Yeah, he is right next to Daniel Hesje. We'll give him a shout out. He went up 20, but Kirkenbauer is your Luis Gonzalez Nunez driver of the race. That is the most improved positions that doesn't finish on the podium. That goes to that driver. All right, let's get into the interview room. Let's stop the music here and get on into with Mark Murphy. And here is Old and Slow himself. He brought the car home in third. Congratulations, sir. A heck of a race up front. Were you guys at all surprised by the conditions when this race started? Because we saw the conditions and were like, where'd this come from?
I think we knew what, I think everybody kind of knew what to expect. Gary, just, that was wild and white knuckle. It was, you could go from the bottom of the top 10 to to second pretty much at will. The cool thing was the tires wore out just a little bit, and we saw that at the end with Brashear. I think he wore his stuff out, and that kind of cost me the race, because I had a move loaded up to cross him over, and when he decided to go to the apron, clean air presented itself, and I wasn't quite ready for it. I just about lost the car, and that had to get out of the gas, and that let Clindy by. And but man, what a wild ride, and what an awesome day for Indy Alliance and road racing. And man, we had some fast hot rods up there. What, 1, 2, 3, and 6? Man, that's a pretty doggone good day at the beach.
You had 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. Panero.
Yeah, 6 and 7. My bad.
Yeah.
I can't read, which is old, slow, and blind, man. But I tell you what a day. I thought old Sudik had me there at the end too. I thought about throwing the block, and I was like, he's got so much of a head of steam, it'll wipe us both out. So, thankfully he come up just short. But if you don't like that, Gary, I don't know what to tell you, man. I think he had all of us entertained, and iRacing had something up their sleeve when they decided to give you guys those conditions. Once we saw the conditions, we're like, okay, this is going to be one of those races. But it was, and way to survive. There was not only to come home third, but drive to survive, because there were some pretty big wrecks out there. And at any time, I think we saw Panero at one point get loose through turns 1 and 2. So yeah, there were times where it got really tight out there at all. That's the bad part about having 3 monitors, brother. I looked to my right, and I saw Adriano sideways, and I knew Clindy was out there. I said, uh-oh. And they both saved that sucker. And then there was another one where I don't know if it was netcode or what, but Adriano and I got real close coming down the front straight. And I don't know if he tapped the wall or what, but I got a 0X, and I heard a hit in the background, so I'll have to talk to him later and see if he actually did touch it. But we ran out of room. It was really close. It was really tight. It was a ton of fun. I'm not doing it anymore though. Okay, I'm getting the wave off by LGN. He wants me to cut you off here. So shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. All right, as long as you leave my car up here so I can read off the side of it. I gotta thank everybody at Indy Alliance Racing, especially Seb. Everybody at the Global Alliance, the technical partners. It's a 1, 2, 3 for us, and that's locking out the podium in one of these is pretty special. I got to thank Black Magic Studios, Admin Box, and everybody at P1 Broadcasting. I got to give a shout out to my dad, especially my mom and dad watching at home, and like to give a special thanks to my wife, Natalie, for putting up with this crazy hobby. She gets her reward. We're going to Disney World in 18 days. So I'm looking forward to. It's her reward, but not my reward, because I got to cover all your races. So I hope she enjoys the trip. Let me put it that way. All right, Mark. Congratulations on the P3. Great race. Good to see you back in the lineup. And whenever that next race is, you're in the lineup on the broadcast. We'll see you then. Yes, sir. Keep going fast and having fun, boys.
That is Mark Murphy. Now, Seb Alexander, we will bring on up Seb, and here he is. We'll bring Seb up right now. Here is Seb. Seb, so close. you kind of really dominated this day. It's just another one there at the end, coming home on another step of the podium, other than that top step, which we know at some point you're going to be on. Sorry, man, but a good race. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, what's a man got to do to win around here? No, I mean, I don't know what else I could have done. I mean, Clendy just nailed it. I mean, hats off to him. He deserves it. There's no question about it. He had to like get his run perfect and get where he needed to be, and like he just even though he did everything perfect, it was just barely enough to get it done. But I mean, that's what it takes at this level. So I mean, yeah, and I mean, we locked out the podium, right? So it's not a bad day. But man, I want that top step so bad.
I know.
I want it so bad.
Talk about the other thing that kind of surprised us going into this race, conditions. Did they surprise you at all once you got onto the grid? You're looking at 80-degree track temperatures, 60 degrees ambient temperatures. I mean, I don't know. Well, you're probably seeing it in metric and Celsius. So we're seeing it in Fahrenheit. When you saw those low temperatures, did you think, oh boy, here we go?
Yes, I mean, I even mentioned it last week after Darlington, right? Like, and I was right. If we would have had a scorching track, this would have been a great race. I mean, it's not the setup's fault. It's the cold temps. Like, this would have been a great race in scorching hot temps, which is sad.
Well, you're going to get a win at some point. I just know it. Just the way that you kind of stepped up here. I know you're going to get one. I got positive thoughts for you. But any shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone to say hi to before we let you go? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, no. All my teammates as usual in the Alliance Racing, the Technical Alliance. Special shout outs to Clendy because you really nailed it. And yeah, it's very glad to see Murph on the third step of the podium. Glad to see the old man can still hang, you know.
Old and slow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
No problem. Congratulations. We're gonna see you on the top step eventually, but congratulations, P2 today here for Seb Alexander.
Thanks. I know, but thanks.
I know. Let's get Clindy in here. And there we go. And here we bring up Clindy. Hey, man, you need to stop beating your teammates. Congrats, man. Congrats. You weren't a player until the bitter end. At one point, we saw you kind of fall back and hang out in the mid-pack. And at that time, the mid-pack was like 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Was that planned?
No, Adriano and I almost died. Adriano had his nose cone pointing towards the infield camping section in 1 and 2, and I was the unlucky son of a gun to be on his outside, and neither of us died. That's because we're the two best on the service. Anyone else, any other driver in that situation gets damage and doesn't finish this race. And I drove back from the very, very back of the pack to win this thing. Damn, that feels good.
I can tell you, you're lucky because the net code. That's why. It's a big net code over there when the thing. So you trespass and he trespass together, and that's why it's like a save it by net code.
On my screen, we were fused at the side pods, but you know the net code was so bad tonight. Like Ty got ramped by an invisible car, and Tanner got shoved into the outside safer barrier by a car width and a half turning through the tri-oval. It's just not appropriate to have this much netcode on a car this fragile. Like, I just wish they would slim the model down by like 5%, even though like what we see is what we see. Just make us a little bit thinner so that way the netcode's not as punishing, or you know, like just make the car a little bit tougher to compensate. It just is not fair to so many good drivers today that just didn't get even a fair shake to race today. You know, Ty and Tony among them. You know, a bunch of drivers didn't ever even get a chance today because netcode killed them before they could race.
Hey, iRacing, if you do slim the car down, I am going to be the first car to have the Ozempic sponsorship, the 5% slimmer car. Anyways, Clindy, I don't know how they would do that, but that would be awesome to see if they could do that. But let's talk about the finish there. Got a chance and a big run on Seb and closed the door on him and basically just out-dragged him to that finish line. Was there any doubt in your mind, or did you think that maybe the top line coming off of 3 and 4 might have a little momentum just to nick you?
No, I got to thank Casey Pavlonis, because he and I ran 2 hours ago, and he taught me how to do the slingshot to beat the leader, because he beat me with it. And so I just executed the perfect run through 1 and 2 and slingshot past Murph to get enough to get clear of Seb rather than just pip him at the line. And if Seb hadn't have done it to me when I stayed out on those older tires after the final pit stop, I don't know if I would have known how to clear, right? I knew how to pip, but Seb showed me how to clear, and I just executed and got it done. And I'm very, very glad I didn't get disqualified when Nick hit me after the finish, because that put me to 20x.
So, Nick, be careful. No, just kidding. I know.
He was texting and driving. It's understandable. This is not a real car. Don't do it at home, kids. If you're learning how to drive, put your phone in the glove compartment.
Yep. Put it back on its holder, and just keep your hands on the wheel. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Big win this week. And I haven't even showed the points yet, because we just kind of jumped into this thing. And here are the points coming into this race. T. Rich had a bad race out early, and there you see right there. So you needed badly needed a finish here to kind of close the gap on him. It was 758 to 596 coming into this one. So the gap closes a little bit, and this is a key one to maybe getting that championship. I mean, we're still early, but closing the gap, anytime you can close the gap, is a good thing in iRacing, just the way that how points are awarded. Gaps can get big at any point, and gaps can close really closely at any point. So this is one of those good races for you that, unfortunately, Tanner's going to have to get audited out, but it gets you right back in the hunt here, still early in the season.
Yeah, I'm at the point right now where I have to gain points for like 2 or 3 weeks in a row to make this competitive. And so this is one chip out of that stone, right? So I'm going to keep chiseling, and we'll see what type of sculpture we have at the end of the year. I was honestly kind of hoping that I would not do well this week, so I could just grind iRating, because I've lost a couple hundred in the past few months ever since the refresh. I know I complain about it all the time, but I had real dreams of being a 7K driver, and now I'm like a 5.5. So, it's next week we've got Richmond, so I'm sure I'll be able to run that all week, because I won't do well in the strength of field, and I know Tanner probably will do well there. So it's really going to come down to Indianapolis, Vegas, Pocono, Kansas. Those will probably be the biggest SOFs the rest of the year. So, if I do well at Indy and Pocono, and I've done well at Indy the last few seasons, so we'll see how it goes. You just don't know. You can't plan for anything. You just take it one race at a time. And, if I don't get another fixed championship for the rest of my life, it's nothing to complain about. I fought real hard to get one, and anything from here on out is just gravy. So. All
right. Well, shout outs. Anything else you want to say? And we'll let you go run the Indy Next cars that are coming up here in just a second.
Yeah, in 9 minutes, tune in to the Indy Next broadcast. Jacob Collins will be here on P1 Broadcasting. Thanks for you, Gary, Justin, and LGN, everything you guys do for Tuesday nights and the community at large. Thanks to all the fine folks at Sugarman Farms in Illinois. Thanks to my mom, who I'm sure was jumping up and down, hooting and hollering, having a big old Texas showdown, I guess, from what I was able to do today. Shout out to my aunt and uncle, Phil and Rita, who work here at the Speedway. All my friends back home in Illinois. Tanner Richards, I'm sorry, we got together. Turner Johnson, shout out to him. I forgot to shout him out on Sunday at Votive, but we went and saw the Nats game on Sunday right before Votive, so it was really cool to do that with him and all the VRL guys. So Shane Coker, who runs that league, will be back at Vegas, not this Sunday, but the Sunday next. So come and tune in 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, or come to one of our practices. Get signed up for that race. It'll be a great time. Robert Mushka III makes setups. And if you go to advanced.gg, you can get hydration or protein energy supplements for your water. And you can check out with promo code CLENDYSENDY with a capital S and a capital S. Sorry, I did that twice. A capital K and a capital S. to get 15% off your order. I have to mess it up every time. It's good for engagement, right?
Right.
So if you like what you saw tonight, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for all the notifications. And I don't know when we're gonna have channel memberships, but I think we need what, like 50,000 subs for that or something. I don't know when that turns on. YouTube is a weird animal, but yeah, we'll be right back here at Texas in 9 minutes. So hope to see you there.
All right. Thanks, Clindy. Good luck. We'll see you when you get to the lineup there in the Indy Next cars.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, as we get Clindy out of here so he can go race the Indy Next cars. I didn't really come into today expecting a race like that. I just figured it would be, I didn't even look at the conditions, really. I just kind of expected iRacing to kind of throw what Texas conditions they have at us in the past, which is not what we saw today. And they threw us a curveball and pleasantly surprised. Kind of a bit of a kart race. And when I say kart, I mean back in the kart era in the late 70s, throughout the 80s and the early 90s, where kart races, a lot of attrition. Halfway through the race, we had 10 cars kind of running for the race and for the lead. Not unlike kart races back in the 80s or so. And we got a little bit of that today, but it was made up for by a great finish and a great shootout to the end. Final thoughts, JP. Final thoughts, LGN, and we'll get on out of here so everyone can go check the Indy Next race.
Pretty much what you said. I came in here with little to no expectations. I also did not take a look at the weather because there's a thing called life that took a little bit priority and what have you. But yeah, that was can we call this like Cartoon Network wacky race? And
I love that cartoon as a kid. I love that cartoon as a kid.
That's literally what it reminded me of, especially when Ty Quilla essentially got blue shelled out of nowhere.
Muttley is my man. That's all I have to say about Muttley. He's my man. Lewis, final thoughts? Anything here on the race?
Yeah, it's really interesting because the schedule said that afternoon 65F means 65 ambient. It's gonna be, and next week it's Richmond 9th. It's gonna be 65 Fahrenheit. But next one in Kentucky Legacy is gonna be noon and 65. So maybe it's gonna be around 100 and 110. It's not gonna be really hot. And then we're going up with Indianapolis 83 and Richmond here, Rockingham. Phoenix Legacy is gonna be 88. So it's going that. So maybe these 2 races in 2 weeks is gonna be these 2 races very, very cold. So like you said, so an unexpected race. Didn't expect that kind of thing with a lot of people out, and it was exciting race for sure. Not really excited for these guys on the inside the cockpit because it's a lot of nervous, a lot of things. Like Murphy said, that's the problem when you have a 3 screen. You see everything and you're getting scary for everything. So especially when you see the car your right or left coming too close to you. So you said about the curb something, and Red Sox won 301 on
yes.
Yankees. So
let's go Red Sox.
Yeah, very level step for Red Sox to the next one. So anyways, see you this Thursday at your end from Mid-Ohio.
Possible rain race.
And see you, yes. That's the motorsports IndyCar Series. So see you this Thursday and see you next week on Richmond Raceway night race.
All right, so that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium here from Texas. Clindy gets the win over Seb Alexander by 19th. See, that's tens, hundreds, thousands. That's hundreds, 1900ths of a second. And then Mark Murphy comes home in third. Join us again next week for round 4, week 4 of season 4, 2025 of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split as the teams and drivers head to Richmond Raceway for our shortest track of the season. Coverage begins around 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. Again, that's 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Remember, as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but not easy and require time and money to produce. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and have enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated, and we thank you for watching and make us part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing program, including right now. In fact, you don't have to go anywhere. We should redirect you. If not, the proper icon is going to pop up on your screen, and you just need to click it, but it'll take you directly to the iRacing Indy Next Oval Series, currently underway right here at Texas. You will find the stream live on our channel's main page right now, and as I push end on this stream, it should redirect you. If it doesn't, you're going to have it already in your list of videos that you can click next, and click there, and you can go and join them in progress. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: SimWrap Market, your go-to source for iRacing paint templates and broadcast resources. From clean base liveries to pro-level design assets, SimWrap Market has everything you need to build your brand on track. Visit simwrapmarket.com, download, customize, race. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on X and Instagram. The links you need are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on X and Instagram. You can follow all of our social links on Linktree. Again, they're all in the description. So, for Justin Patshauer, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gotzo saying to all, good night. And thanks for watching, and all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders. Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Richmond for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series. Tuesday night top split right here on P1. Good night. Don't go anywhere. Indy Next coming up next.